wall cabinet sideboard, and I'll be walking you through those steps. But this is the space. The wall has been painted, and we have picked out the 4 cabinets we're going to take up the space with, and then we're going to have to elevate those cabinets 3 or 4 inches or so, 5 inches, and then we'll have a 1-inch topper that's being made for that. So we'll do it step by step. So this is the space. So the next step is to assemble the wall cabinets. You have seen that before, but I will show you a video of the 4 cabinets sort of sitting in place before we go any further in just a minute. Okay, so these are the shelves sort of close to position. There'll be a couple of surprises I'm going to add. There's one of them. It's a little bit of a preview. I won't tell you what it is, but you might be able to guess. And then I'll show it to you at the end. We just have to figure out the exact spacing from side to side, and then I can build the base and begin to permanently locate these shelves. So the first thing we have to deal with is the electricity. I'm going to have two outlets under the sideboard, top piece, about 6-8 inches in from the wall on each side. So I need to not only drill the hole for the electricity, but then change the electrical underneath so that I have a plug within that cabinet close to where the cord is going to drop down. So that'll be job number 1. Measure out where that needs to be, line it out. I'll need to make a supply run to the box store to grab some stuff. So the next thing will be me laying out the electricity. All right, it might be a little hard to see, but I've got my my base started, and I want to do a test with cabinet number 1 to make sure it's all good before I continue down the row. But if you noticed, I've got a top board for the end of each, or for the end of each cabinet. So I'll double up that second one there, and then put another one right there under the red, and then I'll double that one, another one under the red, and then another one over there. And I've got about 2 inches or so on each side that I'll end up filling. So let's do this. Let's do the first test and see what it comes out to be. All right, I'm going to stop for the night. What we got here is the old red Danger. That's my stack pipe there, the vertical, and the horizontal is where my valves are for my inlets for my sink. So as I mentioned, this is the back side of a guest bathroom, so I got to be careful. So we're all good. The box for the electricity on this side of the sideboard will come in from here. I'll cover that up with some drywall. I'll cover that up with some drywall. I will cover these 2 things up with drywall, and you see I protected my power cord, slash Romex with nail protecting. And then this I was able to go behind because I have a little cavity back there where my shower is, so that was access, but I'll just cover that up. And then the other one will come through here on this side. So you can see that I covered the original outlet has been covered because now the wires are running to the left and to the right. So we're in pretty good shape. Tomorrow's job will be to mount this box inside here from the of course from the back side, and then get it mounted, because that's where the power is going to come in, and then it'll be just the opposite for the other side. So I'd a couple 3 more hours, get those cabinets up there, get them lined up, and we'll be ready for the sideboard. Okay, not so bad. I got the level there, and I'm just a little low, so I stuck a shim in just for the moment, and I'm sure I'll have to shim it all once I start down the row. But the clearance is what I want underneath, because I still have the final piece to go on, what would be the toe kick, but it won't be that deep. It'll end up being about an inch, inch and a half, offset, if you will. So I'm pretty happy. I'm going to continue down the road and get the other top board set. Okay, we're closing in on the final project here. Got the first one mounted, and you can see the electricals inserted there. The second one is getting close to being mounted, and just going to show you how I'm doing this. I'm clamping the front of the frames together, kind of hold my position after I've leveled. I'm using fill material between sorry about that, between the cabinets, and then checking my line, making sure everything's level, both the individual cabinet and the run of cabinets. And when I'm satisfied with that, I put 4 screws interiorly into the cabinet. So I made 2 on the one side going in one direction, 2 from the other side going in the other direction. I'm using a 1/4 inch screw countersunk, which gives me enough of a grab but doesn't have to worry about coming through the other side. So a couple more of those to go, one more piece of electricity, my special slider. So we should be done before the end of the day. Stay tuned. All right, this is a close-up of the trim piece I had to install about 2 inches out from the actual cabinet. And yes, I'm a little wonky on my freehand cut there, but I didn't want to use the table saw because I didn't want to take a chance of ripping the finish. I can putty this, and I have some matching paint. I'm not really worried about it. But what I do want to show you is how I did the back side. Okay, so here's the other cabinet, and I'm a little high there, but I'm going to sand that. So here I use the 3 wood makers or cabinet makers clamps to kind of get the face lined up with the trim. Of course, the most important part is getting that nice straight line, equal gap. So I achieved that through using the clamps. Then if you come around to the other side, what I ended up doing was using a piece of shim or trim to bring this edge out a little bit so I could use this corner brace. So I glued this shim just to hold it in place, and then I put some red tape, this is like a Gorilla tape on there, just to kind of hold it. Then I dabbed the glue and then pushed my corner piece in, and then I took my wood screws and I secured it to the cabinet, and then I pre-drilled holes to secure it here. And if you happen to get a little off like I did on this one, you only need to really just fill the space, the gap. So I just did that with a popsicle stick, and that just held my bracket stable. So I was able to get the first one in a little crooked. The second 2 were really good. Third one went a little crooked on me, and I just used another popsicle stick. And I'll let this set up for about a half an hour. Maybe take the clamps off. It should be, the screws are what's doing all the holding. The glue just makes it so it doesn't move around on me. Let me back out just a little bit there. So this, of course, is all hidden. No one's ever going to see it, and should do the trick. Okay, here we are. Doors on, temporary pulls installed. They need adjustments, but we're not going to do that until after. So we're really just waiting for our top piece. There's my fill to do on the left-hand side there. And I guess the only appropriate way to end this would be to my... Oh, what's that? What's that, you say? Toast? Yep, that's what it is. It's a toaster rack. And your last view from the kitchen. And there you go. So guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. post any questions and I'll try to get to them. See ya. Thanks as always to our friend in California, Mr. Virtual Reality, Mr. Richard.